We often get asked whether analytics can show full holdings data of a portfolio. So, if my portfolio has 10 funds, how many holdings does that portfolio actually invest into? Okay, one fund might have 200 holdings, another fund of mine might have 300. And is there a quick way of working out how many holdings in total and aggregate my client holds within this portfolio solution? Um, the quick answer is not really. There's no kind of one reportable field in analytics that would just show you that information, but it is possible to extract because in analytics, if you look at a fund, I've got a fund here, and if I look at the fund fact sheet, generally most funds now provide us with full holdings data. So when I go to this breakdown tab at the top, it gives us this particular fund gives us top tens, but equally it gives us the full holdings and actually tells us how many holdings within that fund. And if I ever click on that little uh, option, it gives me the full holdings of that fund, line by line, stock by stock, and then I can even export that to CSV. Now, if I want to do that at portfolio level, if I come back to this main screen, if I grab a portfolio and open it up, I just want to isolate the funds within the portfolio. So there's a nice little tab up here under data. You can export those holdings back to the active list, which I'll do now. And if I come back to the main screen, as if by magic, there they are. There's my 8 holdings, 8 funds within that portfolio. Because they're isolated and listed individually, I can use a little feature over here under tables called holding comparison table. And if I export that data into CSV into Excel, I want to look at the percentage weighting of those holdings and the fullest available, i.e., ideally the full holdings history. And if you click on generate, now again, some funds might still be providing top tens in fairness, but a lot of them will do full holdings. And when you click on generate, give it a few seconds and it will load up an Excel workbook for you that shows you all of those 8 funds along the top, all of the holdings on the left that it invests into and the percentage weightings. And if you scroll right the way down to the bottom, you can see the totals at the bottom, 100%. But if I then just highlight column A, you can see at the very bottom there, 407. So okay, there's one of the rows is total, one of the rows at the top is headers, but I can come back to my client now pretty quickly. That's only taken me probably less than a minute, and I found out that the total holdings of that portfolio is there or thereabouts 400, or in this case 405. So that's, again, although it's not a reportable field in analytics, it's still pretty quick to grab a portfolio, isolate the funds back on this main screen, and then throw it into a holdings comparison table and quickly work out in Excel how many lines of stock does that portfolio invest in on aggregate.